All right, well, hello everyone. Tonight we're going to play some Yoda Force Set 6. I have a planetary qualifier in less than 48 hours, and I'm still trying to work out what to play. So what I do here is play 10 games. The other night played Yoda Data Vault. Last night we played Emperor Palpatine Colossus. And this time I thought we would try the Yoda Force package rather than Data Vault. So we're down to 50 cards. A bit easier to get some of your ramp cards and get to some of those top end. But we are sacrificing 5 health by doing that. So let's see if it makes a difference. We've also got some extra heal thanks to the Itinerant Warrior and the Yoda. Similar to the other list, it does have the new Bo-Katan, Queen Amidala, and the Gonk Droid, as well as Captain Typho. So, all right, let's jump in. 10 games straight. Let's see if this is a good deck or if I'm a bad pilot or somewhere in between there. All right, so Anakin Data Vault is what we've got to start with. We've got the Gonk Droid. He has initiative, but we've got a Spark of Hope, so let's stick with that one. So we're going to go Gonk Droid, Spark of Hope, and we're going to have 4 resources. Don't like the Obi-Wan. Alright, Bo-Katan is good, but it's going to be a while before we get there. So let's go with that. Alright, so we'll say Gonk. He'll kill our Gonk. We will use Yoda ability and then Spark. What's better here is, I think I prefer the shielded aspect of the Village Protectors, given that Anakin can trade up. Another Spark. Yeah, I don't think we need double Spark. All right, so we're going to be able to play Queen Amidala, or we can play Blue Leader here. So I think we'll just play the Queen out, especially when he goes ahead and hits with Sabine first. All right, so we'll claim. We'll be able to hit Cham. Itinerant Warrior. We'll get rid of that. Okay, so Queen Amidala will sacrifice a spy, so we'll stay active. Let's see what we got. Oh, that is good. Because it means we can at least start with the rivals for either this turn or the turn after. Alright, so we'll kill off that Sabine Wren now that the red 5 has done its attack. Alright, so we'll claim out will come Anakin. No, does not come out. Right, we'll hit Typho here. Do we just deploy Yoda here? Because no, we're not going to. Yeah, let's just deploy Yoda. We'll take out red 5. We've got the big Yoda come out next turn. We've got the rivals fall to protect against Anakin coming out. So we are playing against green red, so it's kind of different in terms of they don't have the blue removal and that we do. So we'll just keep removing his units here. Do we just You're My Only Hope here? Like, there's no point playing Rivals for. Alright, Minibon Terry. Not the best. But good enough. Alright, so let's trigger that. Yeah, that's a mistake to get Queen Amidala with Namek. Alright, let's restore. We've got a Yoda to pop out here if we need to. And what have we got? Okay, we'll be able to draw a card out of that. I think we just Yoda pop the blue leader here. Our other options is home one, but yeah. Let's trigger that. He'll fire from our base and hit blue leader. Alright, we'll clean up Cassian as well. He cannot kill Yoda yet. Kelleran we have a chance of getting, if we get the Force, we also have a chance of getting Itinerant Warrior here out of Kelleran back, which would trigger the 8 damage for Yoda. What else have we got? Nothing really for home one. Let's hit the Kelleran. We'll take a Sentinel. We know he's probably got Cinta and he's sort of like hanging on to that. Let's just play Mina. We've just got to try and not make his Anakin too large. The Itinerant Warrior will be good here. Hey Liam, so much Anakin on Carabas at the moment. Yeah, well, lucky for us that I think Yoda's not a bad deck into Anakin. We're trying Yoda Force tonight, so Yoda Force obviously has that little bit extra health, less health. Okay. Well, let's clear out these Sentinels a little bit. Not Sentinels, these Spies. If it claims, we can drop it home one and start getting a whole bunch of healing out at the same time too. But yeah, I feel like he's in a tough spot here. Okay, well, he's going to keep passing. So we may as well heal 3 from base. Deal 12 damage to a unit. We'll just kill that. Yeah, he did not stand much of a chance in that game. Alright, so we'll get rid of the Gonk. Alright, we're getting home 1 into blue leader. Move that onto the ground. We'll get an extra restore. And we'll get a whole bunch of units to restore out here. Alright, that should take us to 1-0. All right. 1-0 on Yoda Green Force. Let's keep queuing in.
Hello there.
All right, at Quinlan Tarkin Town. So we don't have to worry about force throw anymore with this deck, but it is quite aggressive. So let's see what Quinlan's got in store for us. I think it's been a while since I played against a Quinlan. Let's see if we can get through to that Yoda flip and weather the storm on the Plo Koon, the leader deploy turn. Okay, well, we've got a bunch of decent stuff here. We're going to pass. All right, well, there's no point playing the Gonk here. So being able to pass and then play a unit, he's going to have to either play something in a 2 or hit in with it here. I think we just take it all on base. He'll ready up. Do we play Obi-Wan or do we play Resupply here? I think I like Obi-Wan. We're going to hit into there, give him a choice about what he Tarkin's towns. All right, we'll put home 1 on the bottom. All right, so we claim. Oops. That's a mistake. I did a mistake on resourcing then too. I should have kept the green. Did not keep enough on the green there. A bit sticky the buttons then on Karabast. So he's named Itinerant Warrior. Alright, so let's put that Luke on the bottom. We've already got a Luke. Will it resupply it? Alright, let's see what he does with Quinlan here. We want to try and get through to the Yoda flip is going to be the key. Okay, he does a surprise strike. Alright, so let's just claim. Getting close to the damage here. Alright, so I think a blue leader to hit Kira. He still has to get through the village protectors. There is the Plo Koon. Now, the choice is you can do an early flip here. You only get burn if it's 2 or less of not killing that falcon. But the danger of it is if we don't do that, we're going to take another 6, go to 22. Kind of a little bit in the danger, so I am going to just flip here rather than use Yoda's ability, and we get a Gonk Droid, which is a miss. But we can hit the Plo Koon here. Right, claim. So a Yoda would be nice here. There we go. Call it into existence. And we hit it. All right, let's hit the blue leader in here. If he has a Han unit, he's going to run it into the Yoda, and we can just drop a Luke back. Well, that's what we talked about. Oh, hang on. Is that right? No. Yeah, I think I'd do it on a Han unit. Because if I do it on Quinlan, he has a blaster, then he just claims and then blasts, because we're only on 28. So I think hitting Han was the correct option there. You really feel it in this base being 28. You really feel it. Do we just Yoda ability here? We'll take us back down to 18. Let's just do that. He's going to have to somehow deal with Luke. And he can't just run the Han unit into it anymore with having Quinlan out now that we've killed Quinlan. Alright, let's flip. I'll put that on bottom. We're trying to get a... okay, well, that's good for us. We can Bo-Katan this. Get some experience. It's still a tough matchup, this Quinlan one. Can you imagine if they had Force Throw as well? Let's have a look and see what's in his hand. What's in his discard? No new cards yet. If he runs into us, we get an XP. Can exhaust Quinlan, but he's not going to hit any of our guys. Okay, so I'm going to have to run into Quinlan. To Plo Koon, I mean. We'll give the XP to Luke. Keep him out of range of Han. If we can. Oh, maybe it should have went to Yoda. All right, another Bo-Katan. So we're presenting 1621 on board. All right, another Plo Koon. All right, so it's going to take us to 20. Yeah. He has to deal with that Yoda, or he's dead. All right, Bamboozle. That's fine. I think we Luke. Hit the red 5. Cool. So we move to 2-0.
Hello there.
Now we have a Quinlan No, Quinlan, a Townsend red. This should be interesting, this one. All right, so let's keep that one. We'll get rid of the Yoda and the A-Wing. Try and get through to that that resupply carrier. So for those just joining, PQ in less than 48 hours, so just a bit of last minute practice. Trying to work out what deck I'm going to play. The other night played Yoda Data Vault. The night before, yesterday we played Palpatine Colossus. So some interesting decks there. All right, so if I hit with the gong, I get a one less deployment, but I don't know if I want to just play blue leader. What's the top runner? Okay, so he's quit on us there. Well, we're not going to play a mirror here. I'll just concede. What's the top runner? I think it'd be Yoda. I'm just trying to decide which one I'm going to play.
Hello there.
I think that Townsend player just wanted a very fast game. Normally I can happy to oblige, but it was a little bit tricky that first play. All right, Spark. All right, we'll go with that. Sneakily playing Dedra Blue off stream to surprise everyone. Maybe. I thought I was going to play Kira Red. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said Kira Red. So maybe that's the play still. I don't know. Because Kira Red is fun. I like that. Top of the summit, flipping, wiping out the board. You know, these sort of go wide aggressive decks and that. It trounces those decks. All right, so it's annoying, the sneak attack on the Ahsoka. And it doesn't really matter what I give him. The problem with this, so he'll bounce it back now, and you get into this sort of repeat cycle. He'll play it again next turn. It's just it's an annoying play pattern, that one. All right. Well, here comes the Ahsoka again. Get bounced back to hand, and we just basically lose. Keep losing our hand here. All right, we'll just hit base at 4, I guess. Hello, Kuchimasu. We're playing some Yoda Green Force tonight. Sure. I find with this deck, if they get Ahsoka early on, the deck works really well, but if they don't, it's kind of not that great. Okay, and we kill Ahsoka by losing a spy. I played a Qui-Gon Jinn at the Canberra PQ. It was pretty cool. Round 1. What was I on then? I was on Thrawn Data Vault, I think it was. It was quite fun. Alright, let's cycle around. Let's put that one on top. If he doesn't hit him here, like we'll take the extra heal here. Hopefully he puts Qui-Gon out and we will hit him with his rivals that we're being saving onto. Yeah. Okay, well, when they sneak attack these big units, you just remove them. And then they sort of lose their repeatability. All right, so what we'll do, we'll kill Qui-Gon here, and next turn, and then trigger Yoda. All right, so let's see what we get. All right, let's put the blue leader on top. It'll clear the Obi-Wan out, and we've got the Luke if we need it. Harp CR says, is my PQ going to be streamed? Yes, it's going to be streamed on the Baddest Batch or Baddest YouTube. We will be taking the video equipment up. Clint will. He's got all the equipment. And then we will be streaming, and it will be Tibby who will be commentating remotely from Sydney. So look out for it on the Baddest Batch or Baddest YouTube channel for Star Wars Unlimited. We streamed the Melbourne one, the Melbourne Limited one last week, and then I was commentating remote for that one. So yes, it will be streamed. All right, so we move to 3-0.
Hello there.
Okay, Vader yellow. So this is going to be a tough matchup. Like, let's have a look at our sideboard. All our sideboard for this particular matchup, all our cards for this particular matchup is in the sideboard. So, not great. All right, let's get rid of Kelleran and Captain Typho, I think. Yeah. All right, we'll start with the Gonk. I mean, is there a more boring deck in Star Wars Unlimited than Vader Yellow? I don't think so. Like, for me, it is so boring. He'll have to capture or something in the Gonk, otherwise it might get out of hand for him here. But yeah, in this list here, the Eager Escort, the Bright Hopes, the Home One, Salvage. There is no. If I was to take this, the Obi-Wans for me would be, what do you call it? The Obi-Wans would be Hyperspace Disasters. Okay, we'll get rid of the Village Protectors. We're trying to get through to the key to this matchup might be Bo-Katan. It'd be great if we can get a hit with the Gonk Droid next turn and play the resupply carrier. But yeah, having said all of that, we're probably in a bad situation here. Let's put that on bottom. Yep, here comes the big units. Unfortunately, we don't have much to sort of deal with it. But this is a sideboard matchup. There are some matchups where you either be prepared for it in your main deck and make a lot of your other matches weaker. Or, like I wouldn't expect this kind of deck to be that prevalent in PQs and that. There's just, I mean, yes, it's probably good against Anakin and all that, but it's yeah, terrible against like the anything with hyperspace disaster in it, basically. It's a great best of one deck, but yeah, other than that, no. Yeah, it's Yoda Killer. I mean, but is there a more boring deck in Star Wars than Vader Yellow? The play patterns are exactly the same every time. So I think we're done though. Like we can't even trigger like our stuff here. All right, we'll deploy. We'll try and hope for something at the clone combat, but it's a little bit too late, unfortunately. Yep. And then yeah, you just kill that, and that's it. Iden Data Vault is pretty miserable. Yeah.
Hello there.
Yeah. So the one weakness of the Force decks, and that, as we know, is space decks, all space, and that as well. Let's have a look at the Yoda Data Vault one and see what it had to combat that sort of space deck. So you can see, yes, it's got the hyperspace disasters and that in there. It's got the bright hopes and that in the main, but you are going to 60 cards for it. It's got the takedowns and the traitorous, but yeah, the main thing is the disasters there. All right, so another space deck. So let's keep this. We'll just try and gonk our way out of it again. Go power droid again, try and get the itinerant warrior out. Do we do double gonk here? All right, we'll take the shield off. He'll trade his... No? Nothing's died, so we can just play the itinerant warrior here. All right, Spark of Hope is good. I'll just take out the protectors. I'm unsure why I didn't kill my Gonk droid last turn. Like, why are you leaving this up? All right, let's just put that on the bottom. All right, let's hit there because I want to Spark and then Mina as well. All right, so we can probably Yoda here. So if we kill the Hera, you'll only hope, and then Yoda killer to kill. Yoda to kill the Y-wing. Unfortunately, he's going to be able to use Luke's ability to kill that. Yeah. Anyway, let's just put the Yoda on top. Play for 5 less. Trigger, heal 5. And take out red 5 before he can get Luke on it. Alright, we'll get rid of the A-wing. Alright, so we just Luke his Y-wing there. Alright, I think we just claim here. We can get Luke to kill the other Luke. Keep our Yoda flip for killing a unit. We're not in any rush. So Kuchimaso says that yellow in general is boring. Yeah, well, not all yellow. I think Thrawn 4 yellow seems pretty cool. But yeah, I've never liked that Vader yellow deck. It's just so repetitive to play against, and to play if you're playing it yourself. It is a cheap deck though, so if you're new to the system, new to Star Wars Unlimited, and you wanted to have a very competitive deck, and it goes in waves. It's probably not that competitive now, I don't think. Just getting into the Force decks. But the Force decks have some counterplay with Hyperspace Disaster and that, at least now. Alright, so we'll just drop home 1. Yeah, this game is over a long time ago. Alright, let's keep pushing. When you get home 1 out and Luke's like healing for 4, that's a lot. That's a lot. Alright, so now we've got a Cad Bane red. No, it's not Cad Bane Tarkin Town. Straight Cad Bane red. So let's see what we can do against it. So we've got Gonk Droid. We've got to keep our early plays intact here. So unfortunately, Bo and Luke gets resourced. This deck doesn't run any. It doesn't run any tech though. So once they're resourced, that's it. What's he going to take from us? Give us like a Captain Typho, because we can hit with the Gonk and play the Typho now. Alright, let's claim. Spark is interesting. Because we can spark and then play Mina for 1, 2 as well. So yes, it's always a tough decision what to play in a PQ. Some days it works out, some days it doesn't. A lot depends on your matchups. A lot depends on your pick of the meta at that time. Well, let's take Mina so we can get a double draw. I'm in a single draw here. Then we can play Spark of Hope before he kills our Gonk Droid. There's a lot of stuff in this deck that's trying to interrupt our gameplay. Alright, so this is great. Like, we'll claim, we'll hit with the Gonk Power Droid. straight away so that we can then play the resupply carrier and really jump ahead of him here. All right, so we'll just claim we're at Yoda deploy. Okay, that's a shame that he got Dengar. But I think we just deployed to kill that spacer straight away. Yeah, so that's Yoda Data Vault. Yoda Force is what we're playing today. The link to it is down in the description. I think we've had enough of this Bazine. Let's get rid of that. All right, let's play Typho, Village Protectors, and let's push on. So the big decision on Yoda is which base is better. We went 7-3 with Yoda, 9-1 with Palp. We're currently 4-1 with the Force version. All right, we'll just take one up there. What's he going to name? He's already seen our hand once. All right, let's just kill Garandon off. All right, let's keep just removing units off while we can. We'll get the heal. We'll clear off the IG. We haven't got any damage on our base, so we're just going to save the Force token. We'll claim. We've got a way better top end, so we just keep clearing units, keep developing the board, and then this should be quite an easy match. If the CAD player doesn't have any tricks up his sleeve. So for those just joining, I have a planetary qualifier in less than 48 hours. Drop your tips for what deck I should play in the chat, because I'm still deciding. We went Palp. We've been Yoda Data Vault. All right, we are giving him a lot to think about here. And that's going to be a massive, like, Yoda Hadouken out of this one, I think. If it hits, it's going to hit for twice the number of deal damage to a unit equal to twice the number of units you control. We've got 8, that's a 16 damage hit there. All right, we moved to 5-1.
Hello there.
Now we've got another Anakin, but this time Anakin Red. So let's see how aggressive this one is. 5-1, we got 4 games to go. No first turn play, that's an easy mulligan. No first turn play, that is harder mulligan. All right, we'll get rid of the Queen. Do you think the Palp can keep up with the Anakin unit spam, or would Yoda Sentinels be better off? I didn't have a problem with Anakin yesterday when I played. It was actually quite good. I went 9-1. I think the only loss was a set 1 Grand Inquisitor. that yeah, just pushed too much damage early on against us. Couldn't really get anything going. All right, so let's put the Bo-Katan on bottom for now. Try and get it to come back around. We'll get rid of the Obi-Wan. Itinerant Warrior as a shielded one is good against Anakin because they're trying to trade up with damage, and that if they have to go through a shield, it is pretty good. So now, having said that, the Freedoms of Fighters, because they're a saboteur, can go through the shield. But we will have a Luke. Let's get rid of that resupply. I like the ability protectors on a big Anakin flip. He should trade up here because that saboteur will go right through. Yeah, so. Played a bit of Riftbound tonight. Played Ari at the locals. Was kind of fun. All right, played the Luke on top. I've got a Your Mighty Hope. It's only -3 because none of our units have died this turn. But this will give him something to think about. Getting close to the Yoda deploy and getting close to having Bo-Katan out. I don't know how many rays we're going to see on the weekend. That part will be interesting. All right, we'll trigger. All right, Reckless Fire Spray. That's not something that you see every day. We don't have anything to counter it. All right, Yoda's a good draw. Will this Reckless Fire Spray trade up into our carrier? Okay. Have a look. We'll put Bo-Katan on top. We've got the Rivals Fall is an emergency if we need anything to do with Anakin. All right. Give the XP to Luke. Try and gatekeep his Anakin a little bit here. Let's give it to Bo-Katan. Kind of gatekeeping his Anakin here. I'm coming out. All right, let's claim. All right, it's just Rivals. We'll give it to Bo-Katan. 10-10 now. That's a big hit. Minabonetary. Okay. One hit from Bo, one hit from Luke should be enough to end this one. Yep. Give the honours to Bo since she claimed the game's out.
Hello there.
We might be playing Yoda mirrors. What were
Hello
6
there.
or 7? 5-1. Move to 6-1. All right, so this is exactly what we're talking about before. This is a very hard matchup. Very, very hard matchup for us. Maybe a second resupply. Yep. All right, let's... It's tough call, that one. Because if he's just got like a power, yeah, then it's tough. Right, let's claim. We've got the Your Money Hope to get a Luke out here. But we need the rivals for the Palpatine. Tough. Alright, let's just see what we get. A Gonk Droid. I actually want the Queen Amidala on top. It's one of the keys to try and getting better here. But this will be a tough matchup given our start. Let's get that on top. But yeah, it's tough. The Yoda, the Palpatine flip just makes everything way harder than what it should be. Alright. Let's get the rivals on top. We've just got to keep the pressure on if we can. Good morning from America, Data Sty 1292. Super Laser Blast. What happened to our Queen? Did it take it? Does this have an actually online site? I'm playing on Carabas, which is a fan-made simulator. Alright. Well, fortunately, this deck is, yeah, it's not very winnable, this matchup. Yeah, I think we just move on. It is a miserable matchup. Like the power player is well favored on that one. I don't think we're going to learn too much more from that matchup. The key kind of is to get your queens out and then keep recycling, but I need like the salvages and stuff and that from the sideboard. And you have to kind of like deal with the flip. See if there's a way you can make it reset it after it is flipped. Does it? Yeah, so actual site, no. This is a fan-made site, carabas.net. Alright, so let's claim. Let's draw a card. 6-2. We have 2 more games to go. Alright, let's drop the village attack does. He'll be able to play something, pop the shield off, but that's okay. We're just trying to buy time here. Let's put bow on the bottom for the moment. Data Sty says When is your PQ? Well, it is in less than 24 hours. Less than 48 hours, sorry. It's on Saturday morning here in Australia, and we're a day ahead. Captain Typho, sure. Oh, well, that's claim. It's a good call on Garrendon. Did he look at our hand beforehand? I don't think he had. He just saw that we're at 4, what was going to brick us. Seems like a pretty good card. X7 Justin says, what site is this? This is carabast.net. Karabast.net. This Garrendon is annoying. All right, 2 resupply carriers. Spark. All right, let's kill the Garrendon. We can only hope the Kelleran, and then follow next turn with the resupply carrier. There's no point doing the resupply carrier. We can save that for next turn. Let's go village protectors. And we'll claim. The Mistana is annoying because it's drawing a lot of cards at the moment. So we're playing the Slovenia Star Wars Unlimited group. It's cool seeing it do quite well in Europe. To get rid of the Zuckus straight away there, because the Zuckus, 1 has Saboteur, which means it can go right through the village protectors. 2 pairs really well with Forlom, gives Forlom ambush that it already has, but gives it a bit of a bonus. Okay, here comes Cad. Sudden Ferocity. Well, okay with that. All right, well, he's all in. Let's put resupply on top. We no longer need that. And then we should be able to deploy Kill the Mist Hunter. And then land some hits on his card here. One advantage of Yoda is he does have a very big body in terms of in terms of health. It's very difficult to kill. I think we just ambush here. No. All right, let's start pushing his base. Let's make him feel some pressure. All right. Okay. We've got 14, 17. Yeah. All right, so that was our penultimate game. Now we're entering the final game. We are 7-2. Now we're going to play a newer style deck. Will that deck be fast enough to handle it? We'll see. Well, the Gonk Droid's a good start. Keep. All right, that's critical. Like, should be able to handle it without too many specialized cards. All right. let's just hit base. So when you deploy a leader, the leader draws a card. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the councils down here. All right. They've got to kill the Gong Droid first. You can't let the Gong Droid dictate terms here. You can't though because of Typho. Right, let's put the knife in a bale. All right. Get a little bit of a heal. All right, let's put the resupply carrier on top. We can Yulmani Hope to it. And then pass. We're now in 6 form. All right, so what do we want to do here? Do we kill the Jar Jar with the blue leader? I think that's sensible. Let's just keep things low down. So we're thinking about what I've gone in the last couple of the Bo-Katan is very good. Typho on the bottom. So we've gone Yoda Data Bolt and Yoda Force now, and also Emperor Palpatine Colossus. Okay, we can probably even just start off with the Luke here. The Luke will kill the Queen Amidala because we're not doing damage to it. We're just negative on its life there. Right, let's put Typho on the bottom. Takes him to 9. Don't have much health in these environments of where the Shadow Collective is trying to draw cards. Alright, I'll just keep pushing. Alright, we're nearly there. Let's get rid of the Gonk Droid. Alright, this seems decent Yoda target. They might. I can just keep pushing. Alright, let's drop Village Protectors down. Alright, we are nearly there. Alright. Will we get a Bo-Katan to flourish out the finish here? Bale has got 4 health left, so we shall see. Alright, let's drop it. Give me experience. Village Protectors. Alright, let's take it. Alright, that takes us to 23. They're going to need a big Sentinel, which they don't have. They've got a little one. Alright. Alright, so there we have it. We finished 8-2 tonight on Yoda Green Force. Not a bad deck. Is it better than Data Belt? It's probably hard to say. Against certain decks, yes. Yoda can be a menace if you're able to jag it out. But yeah, Hyperspace Disaster was obviously missing for those Palp Yellow matchups. So we shall see. All right, well, that'll do for me tonight. We played the 10 games. We went 8-2, so not a bad effort for Yoda. Still not as good as Palpatine yesterday. So I'll take both two decks up, and we'll decide when we go up there what I will play. So, and then next week I will talk through how the PQ went and play any sort of leader combinations that are on the fringe. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked the video, give it a like, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Maybe you'll see me at the PQ. Maybe I'll be at the top table. Maybe I'll be at the bottom table. It's always hard to judge. So anyway, good luck everyone to your own tournaments, and I will see you again soon, probably early next week. Okay, see ya.